My area of focus will examine reading aloud and effective communication through speaking presentations. I will attempt to link increased reading aloud with an increased ability to present information verbally. I have found that social media and technology has created barriers in relationships by reducing the meanings of those relationships, thus affecting our verbal communication skills that are so necessary. I began to notice that my children and other youth began to not talk to one another verbally when given the opportunity to do so. They consider each other friends and have so much to say to each other on social media and through texting, but lack the skills needed to communicate face-to-face. When put into a situation where they must convey a message or relay important information, they choose to use electronic messaging for communication purposes. I asked several students why they choose not to hold conversations face-to-face, and they stated frankly that face-to-face conversations are uncomfortable. This made me wonder, if they were unable to communicate with their peers, how will they be able to communicate with a future employer or companion? Question 1. Will students' ability to verbally communicate more effectively and efficiently increase when implementing reading aloud sessions to the daily curriculum? This question will be answered through observations and journaling. Question 2. What necessary skills are needed to improve verbal communication skills? This question will be answered through the use of scholarly journals, research, individualized observations, critiques, and feedback. Question 3. What connections can be made between reading aloud and increased abilities to communicate verbally more effectively? This question will be answered after the data has been analyzed and plotted on a graph that measures reading aloud time with increased verbal communication skills. The time frame for this study will consist of 6 consecutive weeks. On day 1, I will give each participant a reading fluency test. This test will consist of a 200-word passage that is at their own grade level. I will measure how many errors they had and how many words they were able to read in the 1-minute duration. On days 2 through 5, the students will read aloud to me for 10 minutes each day. Each week I'll repeat this process. I will add 5 minutes of reading aloud time. Week 1 will begin with 10 minutes of reading aloud. By week 6, they should be reading up to 40 minutes every day. Presentations will also increase each week. It will begin with 1 to 2 minute presentations and increase to 5 to 8 minutes in length. The participants will consist of 5 students ranging from the ages 10 through 16, grade levels 5th grade through college freshman. Each participant will be given an opportunity to choose his or her own book to read for the duration of the 6 weeks. A consent form will be obtained for each of the students. Benefits from this study include an increase in reading fluency, increased vocabulary, and the practice of giving presentations more clearly and precisely that could lead to an increased ability to verbally communicate more effectively.